Hey gamers, it's TV, and today I'm going to show you how to get lots of trophies, pumpkin seeds, and candies. But it's going to be the slow way because that's the only way I know. I only know of the way of grinding for them. Except you can go trade for them if you can afford that. But many of you cannot afford to trade for them, right? You don't have millions and millions of coins. I know you don't. So this is going to be a slow way of getting a bunch of these trophies. And I've already gotten about 5 of them with this technique. So it's totally doable. It's not that hard to do. I'm going to show you how to do it. First, if you like Halloween, hit that like button and smash the subscribe button if you are new. And if you don't like Halloween, hit that like button and smash the subscribe button if you're new. I had to do it. I'm sorry I had to do it. Okay, first let's talk about your setup. So if you are on PC, this is really easy. If you're not on PC, it's gonna be difficult, but doable. So if you are not on PC, you're gonna need a friend who can actually hold your items. So if you have a good friend that is willing to help you out, that's gonna be so much easier. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have your friend stay on your server, and then with your alts, you're gonna be jumping into that server in and out, and they're just gonna be taking whatever you give them. All they have to do is just keep an eye on you and give you build permissions every single time you connect, right? So if they see you connecting with your alt, they're going to go here and they're going to give your alt permissions, right? Easy peasy. And then once you're done, they're going to give you all your items back, assuming they're not going to scam you. If they're not good friends, they're going to keep everything and scam you, and you're going to be out one friend, right? After all that work, you've lost a friend. So be careful. I would actually not recommend using a friend unless you have no other options. So if you're on a mobile phone, ideally you're going to need one more phone. You're going to need one more phone or device. So if you have another iPad, if you have an Android tablet lying around, if you have a family computer, maybe another family member has a phone that they don't mind you using for a moment, but you basically need another device that you can connect to. So Xbox will work too, but you need another device that can actually take your items, because you got to get that item from your alt onto your main account, right? So you need to be able to get that item to your main account eventually. So it doesn't have to be right away, but eventually you do. Now, if you're on PC, it's so much easier because you can actually run 2 different Roblox clients at once. And most of you already know how to do this, especially if you're on PC, but some of you don't. So I'm going to show you how to do that as part of this process, because that's the method I'm using. Is I'm actually using a PC with 2 different game clients, and I'm going to use one for my alts and this one that I'm on now for my main. So this is the one that's going to be on the Windows client. Now, if you have a really bad computer that can't run both clients at the same time, as long as you have another phone or something, you should be good. So just use your phone then for your main account, because that's only just for storage, right? So next, you're going to need some alt accounts. If you're on PC, I would still recommend grabbing a phone to create your accounts, because the CAPTCHA on mobile is way easier than the CAPTCHA on PC. Everyone complains about it. I complain about it all the time. So if you have an extra phone laying around, I would use that to create your accounts. If you already have an account, then you don't need to worry about any of that. Next up, before you log in with your alt, I would do this. I would set this up. So I would actually, assuming you have vending machines, if you don't, just use a storage chest or some other chest. I mean, you can make a wooden chest if you have to, but I would actually do this because it's so much easier, because whenever my alt comes in, all I got to do is give it access. I don't have to click build access every time. So with this technique, as soon as the alt spawns in, it'll spawn in like that, but it can sell each item that you're going to get during your grind. So you're going to get all these items while you're grinding, all 5 of these. You're going to get candy, right, of each type. You're going to get pumpkin seeds, and then you're going to get a witch's trophy at the end. So what's nice about this is I could just have my account running on the side. All this account has to do is give access, so it could just sit here and it could just keep giving build access to my alts. So my main account, its job is just to give access to each account that logs in. Everything else is going to be done by my alt, right? So I'm going to go and start that process right now, and I'm going to show you how to get this Windows client. I'm going to go ahead and escape out of here. So this is the Windows client. So it looks very different, right? It's got like this weird UI here. This is not a web page. Like, it feels different. You got this back button up here. And how you get this is from the Windows Store or the Microsoft Store. You get it from the Microsoft Store, which looks like this, right? So we're going to go and search for Roblox. You can see that's Roblox right there. You click on that, and I've already installed it, so I can just hit play. And then obviously on the web version, you can just go to roblox.com and launch from there. So you're going to have both. So you're going to have both this one and the web version running at the same time. Your web version is going to be used for your alt. Now, one thing you're going to want to do, make sure you have the URL to your VIP server that you're going to be using handy, because you're going to need that, or you're going to have to whitelist. Now, I already have a bunch of alts created, so I'm going to go ahead and jump on one of my alts, and I'm going to connect with the URL, because that's just going to be easier. So I got this URL. You could bookmark the URL too. And now we're on our alt, right? Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is just head straight over to start chopping some wood. So we got to get this wood chopped, because we're going to make a tier 1, so as fast as we can. So we're going to make this tier 1. We only need 5 wood and 2 iron ore. Let's go ahead and get some grass out of here, because we need a path across. We don't care about this island. You might care about it later, but I don't care about this island. We are here to grind trophies. Now, I'm not really wasting accounts, just so you know. I'm not creating a bunch of accounts just to do this. You could if you wanted to. Roblox doesn't really have a policy against multiple accounts. accounts, or else every Roblox YouTuber would be banned. You know, I wouldn't recommend creating 1,000 accounts. Okay, so let's go and make our way across here. We need to finish this up. Go ahead and make this thing too. Be a little easier to get this ore. We need to cut down this tree. We need to replant the other trees because we're gonna need more wood. So make sure you replant your trees. Put them nice and tight together like that. And let's go get this one too. We have enough to make the workbench. Now we just need a little bit for our sword. We need 20 wood for our sword. Now you might be wondering why I don't just give this account swords and stuff, because that would certainly be easier for me, right? I could just give myself a sword, but I have to assume that you don't have anything like that. I have to assume you are a brand new player and just want to grind on your alt. So, okay, now we're going to go through, now we got our sword. We're going to go straight through here and we're going straight to the witch. Just cut a corner right here. You can go through the grass. It's pretty simple to defeat her. You just need to kill the mobs. And I'm just going to use a auto clicker. You don't have to use an auto clicker. I'm just going to do it. Just way easier. Killed the first wave, working on the second wave. You got to keep your distance on the pumpkins. They'll blow up. All right, now she's up in the air. Go kill her next spawns. 3 more. All right, now we got final wave. Now, whatever you do, do not go on public servers because public servers are bugged. Public servers are bugged. There we go. Now we just need to go back to our island. And I just realized I can actually speed this up a little bit more. I don't know why I was doing it this way. I can actually speed this up way more. I'm going to do that for you next round. Next round. We're going to finish this round first. Let's go ahead and equip our potion. Run over there, throw it at her. And now it's a GG's. And this only took about 5 minutes. There we go. Now we can head back. All right, so now I can actually go and sell these real quick. Let's go sell all of these. How many orange candies do I have left? None. Okay. Sell all these and this guy. All right, so that's clear. Now I can get rid of this account and go to the next one. So while I'm getting the next one, I can actually do one more thing here. So what I should have done last time was done something like this, right? I'll just put these wooden swords in here. Totally could give it better weapons, but I'm assuming you can't afford that. I'm assuming if you're watching that you might not be able to afford it. If you can, definitely give your alts better stuff. Like what I would do is just you could just put one machine here, and then this you don't even need. You could just make a bunch of formulas in advance. If you, after a while, you can just make these, right? Because you're gonna have so much extra candy. So I'll just put 10 of those in there. And that way I can just basically come here and get everything I need. So let's go ahead and do that again. It's gonna be way faster. All right, my alt is connecting now. So what we're gonna do is give it permission. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and give my account permission now. We're gonna give it build access. So this alt's been used a few times, but it hasn't been used for this event. So I'm gonna go and visit. It actually has some stuff on it. I totally forgot it had. So I'm actually gonna drop some things here too. So let's go ahead and get this weapon. We're gonna get that. We're gonna take that and we'll take that. We're gonna go off and kill this. All right, go straight to the portal, run over here, charge. And then we're gonna kill all these waves again. We're gonna repeat the process. This little guy over here. Now, if you have a better weapon, go ahead and use it. You know, if you have a title, you can use titles. You can use gilded hammers. Titles are the easiest. I can show you how to use a title in a minute. So if you have some extra titles, even better. You can go get a free title probably from a drop party. If you haven't watched my how to get free stuff video, you should. There we go. Next phase. All right, now we have the formula ready. There we go. So we got our pumpkin seeds and our trophies. So let's go back and sell those. Let's put our items back and let's put our weapon back. In fact, I'm going to upgrade this to a title, so I'll go and keep that. Let's go sell that. Sell these back to ourselves. This is looking pretty good. Let's see, how much do I have in here now? 23. And there's all of it. Now we can hop off this account. Let's go over here. I'm going to go ahead and drop some more formulas in. Remember to turn off your auto clicker, unlike me. Okay, so here's a title. So if you don't have a title, like I said, there's ways to get one. In fact, I've got some alts that I haven't even transferred stuff from yet. There it is. I'm going to give it permission. All right, what do I got in this account? I got some gears. Cool. All right, let's go over and grab that title. Grab the title. Grab the formula and head out. Let's go head out and kill the witch. With this one, I don't actually need an auto clicker. Now, there is a technique for the title. So the key is make sure they're higher than you. See how he's taller than me? As long as they're above you on the terrain, you can still hit them. It looks like they fixed it too. It looks like they're not flipping over anymore. They used to get knocked over. Doesn't look like that's happening anymore. But again, because they're so short and small, you need to make sure they're just a little taller than you. There we go. And if you can, try to damage them by the witch. Sometimes you don't actually need the formula if you do that. So like get them close to the witch. There we go. Now she's up. Next spawn. Definitely faster doing this approach. The pumpkins are just a little bit of a pain because they're so small, you know? There we go. Next phase. Way easier than a wooden axe. But if you only have a wooden axe, I was just showing you, you can still do it. All right, last guy over here. All right, we just have to throw her at her. We're good. There we go. Done. heading back. Let's go drop these back in because we don't need these anymore. Drop that in. Sell these. Now we're done with this account. Let's go to the next account. All right, let's give access to this alt. Oh, this is the Obby alt. I remember this account. Nothing very good on this account. Okay, good. All right, let's go over and visit. Let's grab our weapon, some formula, and we're gonna head out. There we go. Yeah, this is way faster. I think it takes longer for me to do the captcha for logging into my accounts than it is to grind this. I think we have one more guy. There we go. Next phase, final phase already. Yeah, I think this is taking like 3 minutes. This does not take long at all. So you could probably guess about 10 minutes per alt. Like time to set up your alt, time to set up the account, you know, time to log in, time to give build permissions, time to grab stuff, time to sell stuff. This thing's really easy. There we go. And done. Go ahead and put these things back. So that was really productive. We actually ended up with 10 trophies, including the one I already had. And then 69 of the orange candies. We've got 109 chocolates, 93 lollipops, and 33 pumpkin seeds. The nice thing about this format is when you log in with your alt, you can just come here, equip it with what it needs, and then you're just going to leave. So that will save you a ton of time because you got everything here. Just give it build access. Now, if you're going to use the help of a friend, make sure they do something like this too. Just put a chest. I would just set up like a chest on their island if they're giving you build access each time and just put them in there, right? Just put these items inside your chest, or you could just put it in vending. You just don't want them like thinking they're for sale or something. And then the nice thing about this format is if your alt is visiting your island, then it doesn't have to make a bridge across anymore, because if you don't do that, then you got to build the grass. So you don't want to have to do any of that, right? If that's the case, then inviting your alt to your main island is key. And again, it only took about like, I think it was like a total, like the longest run I've had was like 4 minutes and the fastest being 2 minutes. So you can pretty much do a run between 2 to 4 minutes at a time. You might have a little bit of time in there in between for the witch to get reset, because you do have to wait for her to get reset. But yeah, this is a really fast way to do it. And then, you know, obviously if you want to grind pumpkin seeds, you can just go grind the witch over and over and over. And I actually have a lot more trophies in this. I have some trophies on some alts. I just didn't bother transferring them. So I'm going to be publishing my island pretty soon, and I'm going to be buying a ton of these. So I'm not too worried about it. But for those of you that can't afford to go and buy a bunch of them off of people during trades, this is the way to go. Just set up a bunch of alts and grind it out. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy.